plaintiff, Lisa Bain, dated the defendant 23 years ago, and 6 months into the relationship, she became pregnant. Lisa claims 10 years later, the defendant took a paternity test and discovered he was not her son's biological father. And she's suing her ex today for breach of contract. Defendant Stacy Phipps says Lisa's son was named after him, and he had no idea that he may not be the father until the child was 5 or 6 years old. Stacy insists he never agreed to pay Lisa for anything, and he's countersuing her for emotional distress.
Start with you.
Thank you, Your Honor. I met the defendant 23 years ago, right after high school at a party, and everybody warned me at that party not to mess with him, that he was a jerk.
How long ago?
23 years ago. At that time, after enough alcohol, I was right home with him, right in his bed, and shortly after that, I moved in with him. 6 months later, my son was conceived. 10 years later, the defendant found out that he was not the biological father of my son.
How did he find that out?
Paternity testing.
Okay, yeah. Waited 10 years to find out?
He'll have to explain that to you.
Okay.
Okay. From 2004 to 2015, we had no contact. He found me on Facebook and contacted me as he was opening up his 4th or 5th restaurant. He asked me to help him with some administrative work, and I was more than happy to help him. I was at a downtime in my life at the time. I just lost my husband to colon cancer, so I was just going through a bad time, and it was something to lift me up. So I was more than happy to help him.
All right, before we go further, let me allow him to give some background.
Sure. I met her, like she said, at a party. She came home with me because she was at the party. After that, we started messing around. She had a baby. She told me it was mine. And somewhere throughout all that, we broke up. The child had my first name, my middle name, and my last name, all the way up until he was 21, because we had a court order for her to change the last name, and she never did.
Okay. But let's talk about the first couple of years, when you took a test. How old was the child?
Maybe around 5 or 6, because I thought it was my child. And then we would get into fights. One day I took the child. Her parents called the police. Police came to my house and told me that I ain't have no rights to take the child, that I had to get a blood test and go through the courts. So we went through the courts, and then came back, the child wasn't mine.
You want to go further into your relationship? In his relationship with the child, he said he found out at age 5 or 6.
It's his word against mine. So, and my son's, it was court ordered that my son change his name from Phipps to my last name. That was court ordered by the defendant. So that was done.
When?
That was done just before my son, right when my son turned 21.
All right. Why are you suing him?
Since we reconnected, the defendant has asked me to help him obtain a liquor license for his restaurant. Also, he's given me verbal agreements to do some catering of events, do contracts for some wedding events, also work on his food truck, and then just administrative work as far as obtaining permits, other things for the food truck.
And when was he to pay you?
At the time of for the liquor license, I was to be paid once the liquor license was obtained for the restaurant. That took several months to obtain.
How much?
$1,000.
Okay. What else? How about the catering, the food service, and the administrative work?
For the administrative work, the agreement was that he'd pay me $10 an hour. Okay. And then there's the food truck event that I did that he was not at. I worked it with somebody else, and the agreement was a $200 payment. I never received payment for that.
He told you he would pay all these things, obviously.
Correct. Verbally.
All right. And when you've asked for your money, what has he told you?
He tells me that I ain't got it right now. I ain't got it right now, but I can suck his toes in the meantime.
Okay. Did you tell him those days were over?
Yes, I did.
That y'all don't do that anymore?
No, not anymore, Your Honor.
You don't do that anymore?
No.
When y'all stopped?
23 years ago.
23
years ago.
Okay.
But if I did suck his toes, Your Honor, we wouldn't be here today.
Because he won't be able to let that go.
No.
All right, doctor.
Wow.
Say it with pride. Sir,
man,
you want to give me some. Tell me about this money, sir.
I don't owe her any money at all. I asked her, well, how much is this going to cost me for you to do this? She straight said, you can't afford me.
Do what?
to do the paperwork for the liquor license. I said, how much is it gonna cost me? She says, you can't afford me. I said, okay.
Take off those socks.
And that's exactly what that.
Wow.
But when your toes is bigger than your thing, then that's what you got to do.
All right, this is a family program,
And
so
I
we're gonna
apologize.
do that.
And I apologize. And I apologize.
And so, what about catering, food, and administrative work?
Well, I have never paid anybody $200 to work on my food truck, period. So
Did she work for you?
I don't remember. She might have not. I don't remember
good.
that particular
Because
day.
she's very clear that she did, and you have a bad memory, and she doesn't. So we have that established. Your memory work well?
It does, Your Honor.
All right, you have admitted that you have a bad memory. How old was the child?
Maybe around 5 or 6, because I thought it was my child. And then we would get into fights. One day I took the child. Her parents called the police. Police came to my house and told me that I ain't have no rights to take the child, that I had to get a blood test. It came back the child wasn't mine.
Plaintiff Lisa Bain is suing her ex-boyfriend, who claims Lisa led him to believe that he was her son's biological father. But when the child was 5 or 6 years old, a DNA test proved he was not the father.
Your counterclaim for $1,800 for emotional distress, what is that for?
Well, you see what she's doing to me now. She's been doing it all this time. She tell me the child is mine. I found out the child is not mine.
Did you say that today?
Well, she said it when I was going through stress.
When were you going through stress?
Every time I see her, I'm going through it. I'm going through it right now.
Because of what?
Because she just sit there and manipulate me.
How?
She tells me that she want to help me. Okay, then help me.
Help you how?
Help me as far as get the paperwork done. Help me as
She
far.
has.
But yeah, I'm here though. So
All right.
she ain't helped me too much because I'm here.
Yeah, no, but you're here because she also alleges you owe her for working for you. And you say you don't remember.
But
so,
sorry for cutting you off. But I have gave her money though. And I
but
have
you don't
proof.
remember how long she worked for you.
But-
so
but-
you may
but-
not have given her enough.
But how much she thinks she's supposed to get paid?
Well,
We ain't had no,
$1,700 is what she's suing
we
you
ain't had no
for.
agreement on her getting $17.
She said you did, and you don't remember,
No. I said about the food truck.
Okay, and $1,000 for the license, you don't remember her ever mentioning that?
She said that I couldn't afford her.
Okay,
So-
you never said you'd pay her anything on the license. Ma'am, you have any evidence of anything?
I don't have evidence stating exactly $1,000, but I do have evidence that's requesting money from him daily.
For how
and
much? How much money?
Yeah.
Let's see what you have. How much
It just
money
varies.
were you requesting?
Here's all my,
Here go mine too.
yes.
What do you have, sir?
I have texts from her telling me that I still only owe her $400.
Excuse me,
I
I would
don't
like
know.
to ask, why would I owe
How
him
did you
$400?
respond?
I don't owe you nothing.
No, I don't owe you. Why you keep getting those? You probably forgot that you owed her. Remember, you got a bad memory. Remember, I don't know.
there
Talk
you-
slick to me. I don't know. So, you don't know.
No, I don't owe her.
I know.
Simple.
No,
I don't
you don't
owe
know
her.
whether you owe or not.
I
but
do
you don't
know.
remember.
I
You
do
say,
know.
I don't remember.
I don't owe
I
her.
don't know.
No, I don't.
No, you don't. Now you got your memory back now. Yeah, I know you get your memory back when I tell you you're going to pay this judgment, but your memory is unreliable because at first you couldn't and now you can. Can't rely on your memory. I rely on hers. Judgment for the plaintiff, $1,700.
Oh.
Your claim is dismissed. Go get your mind right. Have a good day.
I just don't know what's going on.
I'm
I
sorry
got
you feel
tears.
that way, Stacy.
No.
But if you'd like me to suck your toes now, I'd be more than happy to.
Yeah. All right, we're done.